Hey everybody, welcome to the blue belt song. Congratulations on making it past your green and purple belts. I'm not gonna lie, this one I think is actually probably the hardest song in the book other than Star Wars and the Three Blind Mice. It has two new notes. It's got a new concept, the tie. It also has the dotted half note. It's got the whole notes, which we actually haven't had yet, I don't think. And it's just kind of hard to count and hard to play all these notes. So this is the only one where I will allow you to do it out of order. If you end up doing the red belt before you can pass your blue belt, that's okay. But here we go on the blue belt. All right, so first let's talk about the tie. So we've got this new like curved line going over the bar line. So our bar line's here and here. So this line going over the bar line, it's just tying this sound to that sound. So if we didn't have this, then technically no sound would be able to go longer than 4 beats, right? And we know that you can sing any kind of song and you could sing a note that would go longer than 4 beats. It would just, this is how you would notate that, is tying it across the bar line to the next note. And then it just adds those values together. So like this is a whole note, it gets 4 beats. This is the quarter note, it gets 1 beat. So 4 plus 1, this is the note that gets 5 beats. And then like down here, we've got the dotted half note, which in our last song we talked about, that note gets 3 beats because it takes the 2 beats that the half note gets and it adds half of its value. So half of 2 is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And then it's also tying on, so our dotted half note, 3 beats, tying on a half note, which is another 2 beats, so that's going to be 5 beats long as well. And then we've got 2 new notes, the C and the D, so thinking about bass, F, A, C, E, so that's the third space, that's going to be a C. We'll talk about the fingering in a bit. And then D, so E, G, B, D, F. Every grizzly bear deserves fish. So here's our D on that 4th line from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what D looks like. So before we get into the fingerings and playing it, in this case, I'm actually going to say I would encourage you to learn how to sing the song. It will help you to count it correctly. So I'll sing it for you once, and you can go back and watch this as many times as it takes to learn to sing it. So it goes, oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. It's also often easier to hear, feel, and sing the song a little bit faster. So here's what that sounds. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. And if you end up being able to play it that fast and accurately, you're totally welcome to test that fast. But the trick is being able to do it accurately. So both the fingers moving that fast and then also keeping that beat going, either that like halftime feel that I had going or, you know, counting a really fast 4 can be tough. So let's go back and just do the rhythm. Using tas and TTs, however, there are no 8th notes in this song. So just ta, and you're going to have to count 5 beats when you get to the whole note that's tied to the quarter. And again here, and again here, and then this one 3 beats, this one 5 beats because it's 3 plus 2, and finally again 5 beats at the end. So usually what I do in my head, I'm like ta 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 ta, and I'm thinking that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ta 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 ta, and there's our breath mark again. It came back all the way from I think our yellow belt song, so we haven't had those written for us for a while, but here they are. So after those 5 beats, you get to breathe and then continue on. So here we go with tas, and maybe counting with your finger while you've got the the chance and you don't have a recorder in your hand. So here we go. Ready, go. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Sorry, and I got a little lost with my fingers in this area, but just making sure you're given 2 beats for each of those, 1 beat for those. And here's how we're going to count it with numbers. I prefer to count this way in my head, but that's because I'm really practiced at it. If you go back and watch this part over and over, you can get really practiced at it too, and I think it'll help you to be even more accurate. So, like a couple songs ago, we've got the pickup measure, or pickup notes. We've got 1, 2, 3 beats instead of 4. So that means that we have 3 beats of pickup before our first strong beat. And our last measure only has 1 beat. So we took the other 3 beats from the end and put them at the beginning. So we're going to start, what beat do you think to get this one to be 4? Because 4 comes right before the bar line. 4, 3, 2. We're going to start on beat 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. And we're going to hold that 1 for 5 beats. So it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 1. So I'll follow along with the music and see if you can count it with me, starting on beat 2. And on the long notes like this, I'll count 5 with my fingers. You're welcome to do that. I would encourage it. And I'll do that on just some of the longer notes, not on the half notes this time, but like the dotted half note and all of the notes that are tied that are 5 beats long. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oops. 2, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. All right, so that's tough, but here we go. Now, let's add the note names. So I'm going to stop counting with my fingers, and I'm just going to count those in my head. So when I go G, B, C, D, I'm thinking those 5 beats. D. And here we go. I'm going to stop tracking as well. You just have to follow with your eyes. And saying the new note names, C and D. So remembering what those look like down here. C in that space, D on that line. Saying the note names to the rhythm. Ready, go. G, D, oops, B, G, B. Ready, go. G, B, C, D. G, B, C, D. G, B, C, D, B, G, B, A. B, A, G, G, B, D, 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 C, B, C, D, B, G, A, G. And now doing it with the fingers. So, our C. So think about your B fingering. So the first note that we learned in hot cross buns. So the B, but you're gonna go down to the A, and you're gonna lift that first finger from the B. So you're gonna get rid of the B finger and keep the A finger, and that is your C. So thumb, 2. Instead of thumb 1, 2 for A, it's just thumb, 2. And then to go up to the D, notice finally this hole, that is the one on the back, the one for your thumb, is finally empty. So that means it's not covered. So it's just your second finger. So there's C, D. And here at the beginning, we're going to be going from the B. So B, or G, C, B, G, B, C, D. So try it from B. So go B, C, D. So it's a finger switch. B, C, D. And you have to lift your thumb. Don't like move your hand all the way out, but just so I can show you, I'm exaggerating. So here's our. So just play around with those fingerings until you get more comfortable with them. And here we go, saying the note names as we do the recorder fingerings. So on your chin, starting with G, here we go. G, B, C, D, G, B, C, D, G, B, C, D, B, G, B, A, B, A, G, G, B, D, 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 C, B, C, D, B, G, A, G. And actually, what's interesting is we don't need our right hand again for this whole song. We don't have any of those low E's or D's. It's just all your left hand. All right, and here's how it sounds when you play it. So if you do it with the accompaniment in the video, same as before, use a headphone or something if you can. And there's a 5-beat introduction. You'll hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. G, B, C, D. So you'll hear those like 5 beats of introduction. And here's how it sounds. All right, good luck.